Right. I haven't turned the screen around on the camera. Right, we're back again for one last go at Bill's Festive Chit Chat. We've made it. If you've sat down through all of the first three, I salute you. The big day is upon us. And in fact... I've come prepared. Why do they make Santa hats so small? So I thought for the last one, we'll go through the year in chronological order. Cut back to some old vlog clips, iPhone clips, whatever is necessary. And hopefully it'll tell a wonderful story. And you'll all enjoy it. And you'll all be inspired to smash the subscribe button and join us as we embark into 2023. It's a bit tragic, wasn't it? Please stay with us. So January actually got off to a pretty slow start. The Recess Super Enduro, which was meant to be round 2, got postponed until March and then became the final round of the championship. On the flip side of that, it meant I got to spend an extra week in South Africa and stay there for New Year and have a lovely time there. The whole month, you've not seen nothing because I was pretty much on a social media blackout because all of my bikes were the wrong colour. I had the wrong energy drink on my helmet, and I think pretty much no one really knew what was happening. So the whole of January was no social media posts, no YouTube videos, which was terrible, to be quite honest. So February arrived, I had a vlog ready, I announced my S3 deal, and the social media drought was over. Then we had the first race, which was actually the second round of the Super Enduro World Championship in Budapest, which actually turned out to be my worst night of the championship. Feel a bit daft to say that I went 2-1-1 and that was my worst night of the championship, but it was actually the only moto I lost. So must try harder in Budapest next year. The next week, I went back to the UK to race the British Extreme Championship at Tong, and it was just what you'd expect, an absolute shithole. But I loved every minute of it. Always enjoy slopping around in the mud.
Nelly.
Where's Tommy?
Where are they?
He's a dosser, he's not here.
What about Ed? Where's Ed?
Ed's a dosser as well.
And then a few days later, we had the 610 out. Need I say any more? Just the 610. Fantastic. And that was about it for February. March started with a trip to Israel for round 3 of the Super Enduro World Championship. I went 1-1-1 that night. Go on. Despite significant pain coming from my right wrist due to a small incident at a pump track just after Israel, I still managed to shake hands and sign on the dotted line for my Red Bull deal, which was my absolute childhood dreams come true. The new helmet and an alarming amount of pain in my right wrist had definitely increased the pressure heading into the final round of Super Enduro. Well, final 2 rounds of Super Enduro. But nevertheless, the job got done. Went 1-1-1 both nights. Bill got his helmet, won the World Championship. Everyone was delighted. The final round of March, I went back to the UK to race a British Extreme race at Calm, and it was the beginning of the end, to be honest. It was the last race I won all year. I had pretty significant amounts of pain in my wrist. Well, I realised it had been 3 weeks of a bad wrist now and it wasn't getting any better. So it was time to seek medical help. The plan then was to survive the first round of the championship, which was in Israel, which actually went pretty well. I struggled the whole week, but still ended up coming away with second, which I was pretty buzzing with. And then the plan was 6 weeks of immobilisation of the wrist to try and stabilise things and kind of avoid needing any surgery and any prolonged time off. Put my wrist in a splint, went to South Africa and just chilled out for a bit. Went back to the doctor after like 5 weeks. He said I could ride. I started riding and it still hurt. However, May had arrived and it still hurt, but by this point there wasn't really much time to do anything else. When I watched Tom, he did a win. That was great. Next week we went to Serbia for round 2 of the Hard Enduro World Championship. First time at that race, first time in Serbia, and I was pretty Posy vibes all around, to be fair. Very cool race. Was very impressed with what they had going on. Not so impressed with my performance. 1 week of riding just wasn't really the prep time that I needed, kind of going into such a difficult race. Obviously, my wrist also still hurts, so I was kind of in a lose-lose situation with lack of preparation and in pain. I had a small nap on the second day, as most of you have probably already seen. Ended up fourth in the race. Realised, this wrist really isn't good. June's where the downward spiral really started to increase speed. I went back to the UK to train for Aberstone, and I wanted to do some racing just to try and build up some fitness because I had 6 weeks off at the most important point of the year, and I was struggling. So I went back to the UK and I raced Edge Off-Road. I think it's called Edgeburg. I actually really enjoyed the race. I thought the race was very good. However, I had a pretty ginormous crash, pretty freak crash, but a ginormous one. My foot ended up going into the back wheel with my throttle stuck on, twisted my ankle, tore 2 ligaments in my ankle, and I lost my GoPro at the same time, so I can't even show you the incident. So now I had a fucked ankle and a fucked wrist, and I was losing the will to live. Not even joking. Drove to Austria, got to Eiseners for Erzberg, and I wasn't actually going to race, but then I got there and rode my bike a little bit and then decided, I might as well just race. I've got this far in pain, I might as well continue. Oh no, at this point I still wasn't leading the championship, but I thought, it was going pretty good. Then about midway, it started to go really bad, and then by the end of it, it went quite good again. I ended up fourth, and rather annoyingly put me in the lead of the championship, which meant I found it even more difficult to think about stopping. Straight after Erzberg, I went and had my first visit to the APC. Had a new scan on my ankle and a new scan on my wrist, and we decided my ankle will heal by itself, my wrist definitely won't heal by itself. It isn't getting any better. In fact, it's getting worse. It needs to be fixed. Decided the best thing then to do was probably go and do an Enduro GP round in the meantime. It wasn't my best performance, but to be honest, I only went to have some fun.
I still have no idea what's going on, who goes where. I do know that I only show up here about every 3 hours. I got dropped off here and then that was... Oh, Billy, man.
Had fun, went slow. Into July, did Aberstone, thoroughly enjoyed that weekend. Great race, highly recommend it. Had a good battle with Manny. Well, I didn't really battle with Manny, I let him past, but I kind of wish I didn't because I actually feel like I could have put up a better fight than I was expecting to put up because in the end I was only a few minutes behind him. But it was a sick race, very difficult this year, only 4 finishers, so stoked to get second there with the actual physical state I was in. Still ended up leading the championship after it, but I knew with what was coming up, I wasn't going to stay in the lead for much longer. So it was the right decision to pull out. Went and had surgery second week of July, and thankfully I had Roxy on there to attend to my every need because I was a bit of a nightmare. August, I pretty much just lived the dream, to be honest. Still had pins in my wrist stopping me moving that at all, so I couldn't really do much. So we attended 2 football matches, a MotoGP, 2 weeks in South Africa, and then we had a ride nutrition trade stand at Tong. You'll need bigger pockets when you go and collect your cash, won't you?
You will on this stand selling all your merch. Sold out nearly.
Which was the first of them we've done. We've done a few more since, and they go down pretty well. Quite enjoyed it. So yeah, August was pretty fun. September, the pins came out, and then I headed straight to the APC to begin rehab and get back to work on 2 trips to the Red Bull HQ storeroom later, and I was declared fit to leave to the outside world, which happened to be just in time to go to Redwood to watch Tom race MX Nations. October started and I got the all clear from the doctor to start riding again, which I did. And actually got to ride all of twice before clipping a plastic barrier on the inside of a corner at a motocross track and breaking my little finger, which is great. Made a few vlogs while I was waiting. Not that anyone watches my vlogs that don't involve riding on motorbikes, but I still enjoy making them. And then went to Krakow 10th of December for the first round of the Super Enduro. That all went well, smashed its head in, got the job done, left there feeling wonderful, headed to South Africa for my usual festive break, and here we are. Well, I was about to say it's been a tough year. It's had some pretty low lows, but on the whole, I can't complain. I've added another World Championship to the list. I've made memories along the way. I can't complain. I'm still living the dream. Big love. Big thank you to everybody that supported and helped get me to where I am in my career. All my sponsors, past and present. All you subscribers, everyone that watches the videos, everyone that helps in any way, everyone that buys the merch. You're all legends. Thank you to everyone that allows me to be in the position I am. And I think that's about it. Season's greetings. Merry Christmas. Big love. Happy New Year. Get ready to stick the nut clean on 2023. Thanks to everyone. You're all legends. See you in a bit.